So, you run a wellness business. Things are going great. You're getting clients, selling products, building a community. But behind the scenes, there's this growing monster, right? Your accounting. Trying to make sense of all the money coming in from different places can turn into an absolute nightmare. Today, we're going to tame that beast.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll piece together the payment puzzle. Then, we'll get real about the accounting nightmare it creates. After that, we'll build the software solution, figure out how to master the daily dashboard chaos, lay out a simple monthly playbook, and wrap it all up with the one big takeaway you need to remember.
So let's start with the puzzle itself. On the surface, it looks fantastic. You've got money coming in from classes, from your online store, from subscriptions. Success! But the very thing that makes you successful, all these different revenue streams, is exactly what makes the accounting so incredibly complicated.
Does this look familiar? I bet it does. You're probably using Shopify for your products, Square in your physical studio, Mindbody to book classes, maybe Stripe for your memberships. And look, individually, these are the best tools for the job. But when you throw them all together, well, you get a financial data storm.
And here's where it really hits home. Let's say you have a great month, $50,000 in revenue. Awesome, right? But trying to actually reconcile that 50 grand across 5, maybe 6 different systems, it's not just hard, it's a full-blown nightmare that makes it impossible to know how your business is really doing.
All this complexity boils down to 3 distinct recurring headaches. These are the things that keep you or your bookkeeper up at night. Let's break them down. Headache number 1 is all about timing. I mean, look at this. Square sends you money the next day, Stripe does it in 2-day batches, and Mindbody, it might just dump a whole week's worth of payments into your bank account at once. Your bank statement ends up looking like a random number generator, and those deposits almost never match your actual daily sales.
As if that wasn't confusing enough, you've got the fee problem. Every single one of these platforms takes their cut, but of course, they all do it in their own special way. It's almost impossible to track your real costs, which means you never have a clear picture of your actual profit margins. And finally, we get to the biggest headache of them all, refunds. Just follow this. A customer buys a $100 item, you get paid. Simple. Then they ask for a refund. But that $100 isn't taken out of the original transaction. No, that would be too easy. Instead, it gets deducted from a completely separate future payout. This right here, this is what breaks your brain and causes most accounting errors.
Okay, so it's a mess. I get it. It feels chaotic. But there is a clear, elegant solution. And it's not about finding one magical app that does everything. It's about building a smart 3-part tech stack that's designed specifically to bring order to this chaos.
First things first, let's be really clear. You are using the right tools. Square is fantastic for your retail space. Mindbody is purpose-built for booking classes. The goal is not to ditch these amazing tools. The goal is to build a system that finally makes them all talk to each other properly.
So, the foundation of your whole system is going to be a solid accounting platform. We're talking QuickBooks Online or Xero. Both are incredibly powerful. But here's the catch. Their built-in integrations often just pull in every single messy transaction, which basically recreates the nightmare we're trying to fix. They need a little bit of help. And this right here is the secret weapon. It's a bridge tool, like A to X. Think of it as a universal translator. It sits between Shopify and QuickBooks. It grabs all that raw, messy data, perfectly organizes it into clean summary entries, separating out sales, fees, refunds, and taxes, and then it sends a perfect little package to your accounting software that matches your bank deposits to the penny.
Okay, so now your financial data is flowing cleanly. That's huge. But what about the daily headache of just logging in and out of all those different dashboards all day long?
Instead of that madness, you can build a command center. Tools like Send.Win let you create what I call a cockpit for each processor, a dedicated, secure browser profile. So you have your Stripe cockpit, your Mindbody cockpit, you stay logged into each one without them interfering with each other. And you can even share access securely with your team without ever giving out your master passwords. It's a game changer.
So, you've got this beautiful new tech stack in place. How does that actually change your month-end process? Well, what used to be days of painful detective work now becomes a simple, repeatable playbook. This is your new reality. And here's the magic. Because tools like A2X have already done all the heavy lifting, this process is now about verification, not manual data entry. You're just quickly matching things up, checking that everything looks right, and then generating the reports you actually need to make smart business decisions.
So let's bring it all home.
What's the one big, crucial idea you need to walk away with from all this? It's really about a fundamental shift in perspective.
This is it, right here. You have to stop searching for that mythical one processor to rule them all. It doesn't exist. Instead, embrace the fact that you need multiple, specialized tools to run a modern wellness business. The goal isn't consolidation, it's smart, seamless integration.
And that just leaves us with one last question for you to think about. I want you to look at your current setup and ask yourself honestly, is your financial system a source of clarity that empowers you to grow, or is it just a source of chaos that's holding you back? Because trust me, the right tools and the right process can make all the difference in the world.